Hello champs, welcome to today's class. As today we'll be building a landing page. So what differs a landing page from a multi-page website? In a multi-page website, we have the home, about, contact, services, and so on. All that is in the navigation bar, right? We have them as different pages, as different HTML files. So when you click on them, they navigate to that particular HTML file. But on a landing page, all of them are just, you can navigate to them on that same page. It doesn't navigate you to another page. You understand? So we are using these files here, this index.html and style.css. That's on a new folder, right? And we have our style.css blank. We have our index.html where we left it in the last class. This is just for our navigation bar, right? And yeah, so let's start. What helps us with navigation in the landing page? We have this hashtag, right? So you know in the multi-page you have your about.html, but in a landing page, since they are all together, so you just have this hashtag and you open sections that have their identifications. So when you click on them, when you click on the home from the navigation bar, it just navigates you to the about section in that particular page. So let's move on. So we open our main section. Our main section is more like the main contents and everything that is in the landing page after the header section. So that's when we have our main section. So we start writing main, we close it. We're still supposed to add stuff here. We do class id equals home. So when we click on home, it takes us back to this very point. So it takes us back here to home. So it's still the same. When we open a section, we call the section the hero section. The hero section is the place after the header where the main stuff is. So you want people to see stuff about you put them in the hero section. It's just like the main section of the website. So let's open section. We talked about section in our previous classes. The section class hero, yeah. So I just tapped that because that's what we're looking for, right? Yes. Then we say welcome to website. Welcome to your blog, anyone that works for you. Then after that, we could close that section. We already have the division there. We could close that section. And then we open another section, right? So this is our home. It takes us here. Then we open another section. We call it the about section, right? Section, we call it about. So this ID I'm adding here is what identifies this part in the website. Now, for the purpose of making this website work, I'm going to add other text under this container, this hero section, so that we can have something to scroll onto. So we have ID and we call it about, as it aligns with the about here. You get so about and call it class section. We'll move on to the next and see about me or about just about anyone. And like I said, I'll be putting in a lot of text so we can have something to scroll through. So let me copy text. Let me copy text. Now this text is random text that developers use when you want to put placements, right? So I've copied that text and paste it here. About it, then if we run this and we see that we need a break line, we can add it. So we have that already. Now we have that in the about us, kind of dividing about open another section. We can actually add breaks after each section, but like I said, let's run first and see what we have. Then ID is contact, right? So when we click on contact in the when we click on contact in the navigation bar, it takes us here. Contact me. So let's do that like that. Now let's start adding our text. Instead of you can reach me at, let's just go straight to the point. Let's clean this. All these. Let me explain it to you guys so you understand. Let me open my closing time. Now, so we've done that. Now we add break sections there so that we are able to start. Contact me. Let's write our email. Oops. Let's do some text formatting so it does not just remain like that. Let's make this strong. Strong, then so we have that. Then we add a break now. Then we have, after email, you can use social media or phones. Then another strong. Yeah. You can do that. So we have +2 3 4. 1 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. And we also add another break line. We add another break line and then address, right? Also the same thing here, even though I've been putting my direct address. Let's say number 12 Pashola Street, Lagos, in Nigeria. Yeah, so we have that in the contact section. Now we also have the footer. We can also add stuff in the footer, but not yet. Now, from your lesson today about entrepreneurship, you, with this knowledge, should be able to look at this code as a template and use it to impute stuff about a business idea that you are proposing. Yeah. So now let's start with the CSS. But no, let's run this first so you guys can see. So we run. So right now, this is what we have as the input. We have the about, contact. None of these are working because we've not added our CSS to it, right? So then we'll add our CSS and we'll watch it play. So let's work on the CSS. We've run the HTML and CSS, so let's edit the CSS. So we start with our behavioral editing. We want to set anything on the web page, then our box sizing, then margin and padding. Like I explained in the first class, the margin and padding is to make sure that there's enough breathing space around elements, right? So now in the landing page, it's going to auto scroll when you click on the section from the navigation bar. So let's open our HTML. So we want it to be smooth when it's scrolling up and down. Well, I'm going to be using this. Just want something simple. So I'm using different default stuff. So you can see we're using something like black, but I don't want it to be photo black. I need it to be like greenish, something like this. Yeah. Then we'll move on to our font family. I don't use all of these. But we could, let's just leave it that way. We could still use it that way. This line height is for the height of items. So items don't look mashed up. You saw the way the first result looked like, right? So that we don't have items looking mashed up. I think that should be all for the body. So then we go to the container. That's the container from here, right? So we want to edit. So this, when we edit a container, because of we have a container here, right? Another one here. It inherits that style all throughout the web page. So let's continue. I'm going to put all this. So we can make a max width. Okay, margin into padding. So I'm according to the 0 points. Yeah, which could still give us the same result. Now let's get to our navigation, which we did in the last class. So let's do the navigation again. Navigation, we want our header, the background color to be different, like kind of grayish, according to what we have already. And the color, just inherit all this. So for the header container, which is here, I'll take you guys back to it so you can see this. You want to edit this. Also, this H1 class, which I have as my logo, you can use an image. Go on to adding an image like we did, right? So let me copy an image. So we have that already. I have the class logo. So let's edit the header container first. Header.container, we have this prefix space between, so that the space between the logo and the navigation button, right? Then align items to the center is to make sure that they are all in the center of the header instead of up or down. Now we go on to logo. For the logo, we have height 50 px. Should it be 50 px? Yeah, good. What are we to be 50 px? Like a square first, then we add our data radius. This is more like a circle. And yes, so initially we had our logo as divide. We were removing that. I don't want that. I don't do that. So now to the navigation. So we want it to display across the flex. Let's show our graph. We use this or 20 px. Anyone use. Then the link, the color of the link on the backdrop, we have it to be white, which is the A. This is what I'm talking about here. The link, each link to be white on the backdrop. No decorations. We've not put lists. So what keep on showing us the list. So list style now to show us the that. And for responsiveness, as I see some of you have, when you hover over the link, so it shows a different color. Let's choose something darker. I used orange in the last class. Let's use something like this. So when you hover over the link, that's what it does. Then to the hero section, this one would apply to everywhere on the screen. The heroes. This is what I'm talking about here. So we want to edit this. This place good. I was going to do that and just came. So here, background color, we still want it to be white. It's giving us white, but we're making it look more, we're adding more stuff to it. So we're adding more lifting. Let's say we want to add shadows to it. Align the text to the center, or let's see, we don't like it, if you do it the right way. Border bottom. What do we want it to be? 1 pixel. I think this one. And I also want to add a shadow to it. Then we go on our hero page one, which is this I am the Bible. We also want to style this text. Yeah. So we're styling the hero text, which is hi and dividing. Note that this is a template for you. When you are building yours, you are supposed to start inputting your SDG goals, your business ideas. Just start with that. So you are building a full website. All the sections must be filled with content, enough content. This is just for the class, but when you are submitting yours, there should be enough content on the pages. So now we edit the section. We need a border button. Well, it gives us, it allows us to still look that way, to have the border, so it looks like a section. It gives it that nice feeling. Let's go back to our HTML. So we have also edited all sections like this. We have about me, which is our H2. Let's style that text. So it is in a section. So we say section H2. It's gotten that already. And we style the text. You want it to be this. This is only maybe a bit darker. I think that's fine. Then margin bottom. Then for the footer, which is the last part, note that all these sections, everything here, we have these different sections. They are all inheriting the styles that are inside. I can have container here. So we inherit the style from here. We have section here. It will inherit the style from there, right? So now let's edit the footer. So basically the footer is just like what we had before. Now let's run our page. So this is what we have as the website. You come into the website, you see the logo. I don't know why that is that way, but 50px should give us a circle. But you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Also, I'll go about and contact. This is what we had on the first day. So I added hi and divided and I added it to the center, and that's what we have, right? And then about me, I added these. This is me scrolling down through it. Then contact me. So let's watch it in motion. We have home. This is the hero section that I put as home, right? We have about, it takes us to the about section smoothly. We have contacts. It scrolls down to this. That is the idea behind the landing page. Okay, so we have our CSS. Let me explain from the beginning. This is for the whole file across any file that might be connected to the CSS. So the box might size in the border box. We have HTML flow behavior. This allows your between those sections to scroll smoothly. We have the background color. We've explained for body. If I explained that, I've explained that line height is the height between text for elements on the landing page. We have container, like I said, every this whatever is inside the container will inherit the style that is here. We also have header. We are reducing the header to be this color, this and this, right? We also have header.container to edit this particular container right here, the whole header. We're editing it there. Inside I added a logo image, right? This is the logo image here. This is the logo image. Added it, and this is it here. We edit the logo image. This is for it to contain the remove this if you want. So that gives us the full circle picture. We also have navigation here. This is for our navigation, to edit our navigation here, right? Display flags, gap. This is gap in between the different text, like the gap between home, contact, and about. We also have the link. You know the link by default is I think blue. When you click on it is purple, but we want to change that. So we have the link to be white and the list style to be known because we have them as lists here. Then remove the list so we don't have any list style. We also have the hover. So when I hover across the navigation, when I hover across the text, it shows orange. Now the hero section, which I explained earlier, this is it here, which is ID as our home. So when I click on home in the website, it takes us to this hero section, and this is the styling. We have the background color, the padding, the text align, the border bottom, the box shadow. We have hero H1, which should be high divided. So we start that to the center, and we already have all texts on the hero section to the center. We can change that if we want. We can say left. So we can put it at left. We have this section which is for inheritance. Every section in the website would inherit the styling. Section H2, this is for that text in the about section, right? And in the contact me section, yeah. So it inherits it. So you don't have to style every part of the website. So I just start looking mostly on stuff. They can all inherit styles from your CSS. We have the footer, we've done that last week. Now let's run and see our web page again. So here we have the web page again. Like I said, I'll move this to the left. It actually looks nice on the left. It has space for other stuff you want to put here. Then home, this is the home, of course, about, it takes us directly to this space, and you see that it covers whatever space above this space. You understand? And we have contacts, the same thing, because there's no other space for it to scroll up to, so it just takes us here. That's how much it can scroll. This is a section from here to here. This is a section from here to here. This is a section from here to here. Is the hero and the header section. So that's your basic landing page, and You to turn it to a business landing page. You already know what to do about your business. Hi, welcome to my website, your business website, about your business, contact us. So all of these, you're turning it into a business idea, right? So you're the one that will develop the content and everything. You can even create a section for your SDG focus or what SDG focus your business is based on, and do something similar, change the color and everything. This code will be on a GitHub repository. You can always check it out for reference. And yeah, see you in the next class. Thank you.